Come down to the Wrestling Guy store. Find your favorite WWE action figures and favorite WWE superstars t-shirts. We also host meet and greets where you can meet some of your favorite wrestlers. The Wrestling Guy store is located at 6085 State Street, Huntington Park, California. Or you can follow us online on our website, thewrestlingguystore.com, or on social media such as Instagram at The Wrestling Guy Store.
Episode of the Junior Podcast, and this is part 3 of our Young Guns episode. Today I have with me premier commentator and ring announcer Kathy Campanelli.
Hi everybody, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being a guest today.
Pleasure.
Okay, so let's get started here. It's gonna be a short one. But so how are you today?
I'm doing really well. I'm excited. We have bar later. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling excited. So yeah,
That's good.
I'm in good spirits.
Excited. So,
Loaded up on sugary cereal, so I'm good.
Yeah, so let's get cereal.
Let's get cereal, man.
How did that start?
So it started out on social media, as I feel like a lot of things start nowadays. On my Instagram, on my story, I think I was eating a bowl of like Fruity Pebbles one day, and all of a sudden everyone started talking to me about it and just talking about, oh man, this was my favorite cereal growing up. Have you ever tried this cereal? Do you ever notice now like how many weird cereals are out on the market? Like there's so many.
Like limited edition ones that come out.
They had like chicken and biscuits. I'm like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a bit much.
That's a little much.
We had like Peeps cereal. I don't even like Peeps, but the Peeps cereal was really good. You know, little like marshmallow things.
I love Peeps.
Right? I bet you'd like the cereal. But yeah, so I think it just kind of became a big conversation starter. I started doing like cereal rankings, like let me rank your favorite cereal on what I believe it to be the best. I don't know. I made it up. I studied at, some cereal academy in the Far East. I don't know, but it's just been fun. So, and now I'm expanding it to talking to other people about cereal preferences and stuff like that. So it all kind of started on social media though.
Okay, so what's your favorite kind of cereal?
Okay, you ready? All right. I'm a big fan of Golden Grahams. So Golden Grahams, the reason why I like them, I don't like soggy cereal. Number one, eat oatmeal if you're gonna eat soggy cereal. There's just no point. And then second of all, I feel like they stay in their shape the best. So like at the end of a box of cereal where you're just with like the powdery, crumbly, icky bits. I don't like that. Golden Grahams, I feel like stays intact and I get more bang for my buck. Overall, number one, top choice.
Right? I like that. It was a lot went into that.
It's a very thoughtful process I've gone through about my cereals. So yeah, that's my number one.
Okay, so I've read that you were an opera singer?
Yeah. I've been singing since I was like a little girl. So I used to, I'm from an Italian family and we would always listen to opera, and I remember taking a song and writing out phonetically what I thought it sounded like the woman was singing, and so I could sing it back. And from there, my family was like, oh, okay, we should get her opera, like, singing lessons. We should, we gotta make sure we take care of that. And from there, I think I was maybe like 10 or 11 when I started singing, and I went to school. I got a degree. I got a piece of paper that says I can sing. So, and now I call wrestling matches, and I love it.
So how long did you do that for?
At least 10 years. It never goes away, but now I just more so do karaoke, just for fun. It's not like a job I'm pursuing. I did a lot of auditions and stuff like that, and I was like, it didn't like call to me as much as what I'm doing now, which I'm having a lot more fun with. So.
Okay, well now you're a commentator.
Now, yeah, I'm still using my voice, so that's good. Just in a different way,
Were you a fan of professional wrestling growing up?
So maybe I was like 6 or 7, watching like my great grandfather had highlights of like Undertaker, Ric Flair. I remember watching a lot of that. But then I fell off for a really long time and just started back up like maybe 4 years ago. So I had a lot of catching up to do. But it's been such kind of an adventure to kind of go back into that and see everything that's been going on, and really just how much leaps and bounds has even happened within the last 4 years has just been insane. But yeah, I wasn't a constant fan growing up, just like very little, and then took a very long hiatus.
Do you have some of your favorites now?
Oh man, I can't. It's hard. I don't like to pick favorites. I go through different moods and different people I appreciate. I know one of the one of the first people that I really was a fan of when I first started getting back into it was Sami Zayn. I remember it was funny, his music hit, and he started coming down the ramp. I'm like, okay, all right, this is fun. I was like dancing along a little bit, and then I watched the actual match, and that was one of the, I think I have a soft spot for that because it was one of the first things that really hooked me back into watching now as an adult.
So how did you first start becoming, how did you become a ring announcer?
So I went with a friend to a one-day tryout at Santino Bros Wrestling Academy.
Santino.
And it was hard. It was a lot. And it was just one day. So I think that was a really good way to say, to kind of gauge what the whole program would look like. At the very tail end of the one-day tryout, they did a character development portion, all about just cutting a promo, working in the ring, even just walking in the ring in character, just being in the presence of that character. I was doing a character at the time, Kathy from Human Resources, and cut a promo in the ring, and it just, that was the part of it that felt the most right. So from there, I think maybe it was like 2 or 3 months later, I found out Santino Brothers was going to do a managers, announcers, production class, and I knew, I'm like, this is it. This is what's I'm supposed to be doing. So from there, just started helping out at different shows, helping out at Santino's. I was still doing the Kathy from HR character there. I was like setting up the ring at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and they asked me if I would be interested in doing some of like the interviews. I was like, yeah. So I just kind of said yes to everything that came my way, and just, I've been very, very grateful and very, very blessed to have a lot of really cool opportunities that have come my way, and just keep saying yes, and keep, if I don't feel ready, trying to get myself as ready as possible, but kind of going for it either way, you know. So it's been an adventure for sure.
That's great. Took classes, did everything.
Yeah, the class I think was a really great preparation for everything I'm sort of doing now, but there's been so much I've just picked up along the way. It's even from doing shows and working with different commentators, or studying different ring announcers, or being at a show as a commentator but paying attention to what the ring announcer is doing, and just trying to pick up little things here and there as I can.
Okay, so what has been the job, the announcing that you have done that has got you really, really nervous, but yeah, really excited that you were like, oh my goodness, like this.
I get nervous every single time. I think it was really funny. One of the most nervous moments that I had was, I have two that I recall very specifically being like, oh my gosh. One of them was, I think, for some reason, the second time I did a Santino Brothers show as Kathy from HR, as my character. The first time I think I was just so surprised because I didn't know what was going to happen. They were like, hey, do you have your stuff? I was like, oh yeah, okay. And I didn't even have time to register that I was going to be doing something. I was just there, like doing something. So I think the second time I had to do like a promo for one of the Santino Brothers shows. And I remember being ready to walk in and just, oh no. So I definitely had that. And then it was one of my first interviews at Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and it was with Nick Aldis. When he had the 10 pounds of gold, and he was going to be having a match on the show. So we were doing a quick little back and forth with him, and I remember standing next to him. We were preparing for them to go to China. So he was talking about the trip and everything like that, and I remember interviewing and like being there, standing in front of the camera, ready and waiting, and being like, am I gonna pass out? And I didn't, thank goodness. But I just remember being like, oh, this is big, okay, ooh. But now it's like every time I do it, it's a little bit less, but it's always there, and it's because like you care, you want it to be good, so it's always that little bit of shakiness because you just care about it being good and going well. So
it's like that for it's there, but then there's also something like, oh my god,
right. This is you get it. You know.
Yeah. Okay, so we've come to the end of the show once today. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so is there any way people can follow you on your social media?
Absolutely. On Instagram at Kathy Campanelli. Kathy with a K, Campanelli with a C. I don't know, just in case that's any confusion. Kathy Campanelli on Instagram, Campanelli Kathy on Twitter, and Kathy Campanelli on YouTube. If you're ever eating cereal, you can always use hashtag Let's Get Cereal, and that's where all my Let's Get Cereal shows are every Saturday on IGTV and on YouTube.
I love your show.
Thank you so much. We'll have to get cereal next time. We'll have a bowl of cereal. That'd be great.
I love that.
Oh, me too, right? It's so good. Go on all day.